Buccaneers would go on for the win, and we are underway from El Marone Fieldhouse. Your officials are Kristen Bell, not her, Josh Hall, and Aljanice Carr. Kristen Bell, of course, the actress, although she has a little bit of a resemblance. Turn around in the paint, no, and it's one and done for ETSU. Let's take a look at these starting lineups. They're brought to you by Memphis Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens, the most trusted name in Memphis since 1931, and a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers. For the home team, it's Deja Richmond, Shea Harris, Corey Allen, Amari Williams, and Tamaya Smith for third-year head coach Alex Simmons. Here's Richmond, top of the key, gets it inside. Williams, shaking and baking, goes in, and there's the first points of the game. Your starters for the Buccaneers from East Tennessee State University, Paige Lyons and Carmen Richardson. Bit of a shakeup in the starting lineup as Megan Downing, they're one of their best all-time block leaders. He's in the starting lineup. Anala Nelson and Jaden Harper.
Easy bucket then on the defensive end, just putting pressure on these Buccaneers backcourt.
ETSU averaging just under 17 turnovers per game. Memphis actually more at nearly 19. Tigers scoring 65.4 per game. ETSU struggling offensively at just 57.4. Smith left that one short, and a strong rebound by Harper, who played 21 games as a freshman last year for the Buccaneers. Nice backdoor cut, baseline jumper, and it goes for Carmen Richardson, coming off a terrific stretch for ETSU. She had a career-high 21 points in their opener against Elon. Might have called an illegal screen there. Got a double check on that. Did not see the official call. Tied at 2. Buccaneers. And leaving it short was Anala Nelson. But they get a second chance opportunity. With the left hand goes Megan Downing. I mentioned just 6 blocks from setting the program's career blocks record. It stands at 129. She has been very consistent for this Buccaneers team. 82 games. This will be her 83rd in a Buccaneers uniform.
Now, Greg, that was a nice move by Megan Downing, but she did get away with hooking Amari Williams with that right arm around her waist and got away with it. Ref don't call it, so didn't count.
Smith with a nice pass inside to Williams, but she overshot it. Each team with a turnover, so that was a turnover by Memphis on the one possession, not an offensive foul. No fouls yet called in this game. Jumper inside the arc, off the mark by Richardson. It's one and done for the Buccaneers. Richmond, her speed could be a problem for the Buccaneers.
Defensive position causing a foul.
Emma McCamus has checked in for ETSU, the 5'7" freshman guard, and for Anala Nelson. That's her with the inbounds pass. And that is an air ball by Paige Lyons, who didn't get to start today but just checked into the game. And that's a fall away, and it goes for Shea Harris.
That's what happens when you are the Memphis Tigers. You got the Bucks that come in, air ball, the Memphis Tigers get the rebound and immediately pushes it up the court. And Shea Harris, we know how dangerous she can be from outside, but she can also kill you with the mid-game.
Harris averaging nearly 20 points per game, leading the conference, although no conference games have been played yet. Good ball movement by the Buccaneers, and they go to Downing down low.
Beautiful ball movement, just swinging that ball around, always looking for the open player, and that's what you got to have. You got to have teamwork. You got to have unselfish play, and that's exactly what East Tennessee State did on their possession, and they was able to get them a bucket.
You mentioned the struggles of ETSU from the outside. Memphis has not been a good three-point shooting team, and right on cue, that one's off the mark by Richmond. In fact, they've been worse than the Buccaneers. Just 23% for the Tigers from overall season, 112 and 102. She locked horns with Coach Brenda Mock-Brown, the head coach at ETSU, when they were in the Big South. Simmons coaching Gardner Webb. Off balance, leaner by Lyons doesn't go. Mock was at UNC Asheville before coming to Johnson City. The runner does not go for Allen. The lid is closed, Doc.
Remember Corey Allen, she was struggling with her shot on Tuesday. Calm down a little bit. Remember the fundamentals. of basketball.
Lucy Hood will check in for Page Lyons. Hood, a sophomore, 27 games last year. Good retainment for Coach Mock, as she's known by. Oh, great backdoor cut and losing the handle was Sabria Monsanto, but they get it back. But she's been able to retain a number of players that she recruited here at East Tennessee State. EDU. All right, Doc, let's take a look at East Tennessee State first.
Well, if you're East Tennessee State, you want to storm and swarm. You want to make these Memphis Tigers guards uncomfortable, especially Deja Richmond and Shay Harris. And if you're the Memphis Tigers, make the Bucks play outside. They're not a very good outside three-point shooting team, so you want them to play outside before the lights come on.
Wow.
Well, when you're talking to Coach Mock, she says Carmen Richardson is her best on-ball defender, and you can see right there she's made a couple of great plays, just like Shay Harris just made a nice little interception right there.
And then comes right back, launches the three, doesn't go. Strong rebound there for Monsanto. She'll take it down the lane, throws it up, no good, and Gaines, who's just checked in, Paris Gaines, gets the rebound. And that was definitely a charge. Good job by our crew with the replay.
Apple Pay or credit card? Which one was it?
Memphis has gone over 2.5 minutes without scoring. Trying to change that is Kennedy Alexander, who has checked in. Kennedy, along with their twin sister Brooklyn, joining Memphis this year after starting their collegiate careers at Tulsa. Bad pass and another turnover for the Buccaneers, back-to-back turnovers. Harris lets it fly. Front iron, no. Gains the offensive rebound. Harris shooting 37% from beyond the arc. Alexander, spin move in the lane, doesn't go.
And you see Shay Harris, she's one you want to get the rock and just shoot it, but she's trying to get her teammates involved. Nice look, but Kennedy just can't get it to go.
Memphis, one of their last 9 from the field. In the meantime, the up and under will draw the foul for Emma McCain. Of only 2 players to come out of the state of Virginia in women's basketball shooting team docket, 57.8.
Both of them leaving a lot of points on the board from the free throw line. So,
and ATSU gives it right back. They commit the lane violation.
Well, we have some mental sloppiness going on right now for both teams. And these are the situations, but if you're the visiting team, you want to take advantage of every opportunity. If the Tigers make a mistake, you don't want to come right back and make another mistake as well.
Anala Nelson is checked back in for ETSU. You saw Alex Simmons. Her team's still looking for their first home win this year. 0-3 here at the friendly.
Trying to set that high screen to get the guards open, but she has to understand she has to set up feet. Her arms got to be in. She can't make any wasted motions, and that's exactly what she did, and it's a turnover for the Tigers.
Good crossover there by Nelson.
Showing the handle, showing the between the legs, and going right at Deja.
Had a career-high 17 in the loss to Tennessee Tech, and she makes both. ETSU up 8-4 now. Daniela Lopez in the game for the Buccaneers. Tigers need a bucket in the worst way. They've struggled shooting the ball, just 20% from the field here in quarter number 1.
I think this East Tennessee State zone has kind of caught them off guard and not letting them do what they want to do. And they see you force a pass on the inside because you're not used to seeing the zone. And East Tennessee State comes out on the other end and gets an open 3. If that would have gone, it would have been huge for the Bucks.
Lopez 20% from beyond the arc, but she was absolutely wide open. Wasn't able to knock it down. There's an air ball by Corey Allen. Just both teams, 11 turnovers now between the two teams here in the first quarter. And when you see that and you look at the records, you can understand both teams struggling, as we talked about the outset, looking for a win, a much-needed win.
But since they're not really letting her get it, she forces penetration, forces her way into the paint, and the defender just sitting there waiting on her.
Buccaneers have yet to commit a foul. Memphis now at 5, but because of being an offensive foul, the charge, no free throws, but they'll shoot free throws. ETSU will, the remaining 140 of this first quarter, with an 8-4 lead for the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 1-4. Memphis Tigers 2-3. Lopez. Rebound by Richardson. Another three. Doesn't go. By Harper. Another chance for ETSU. 3 for a quarter here.
All too well from outside, and you're seeing that right now. Even with East Tennessee State on this possession, they missed a couple of long balls, but fortunately for them, they're able to get the offensive rebounds and get another opportunity.
Downing back in the game, double teamed. As she chucks the ball back to the official and discuss. But I think she's more upset with her team. Turnovers continue to mount for both of these programs. Three-pointer from the corner, no. And then
up over her head and on her back, so that's the right call from the referee.
Nelson now 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Under a minute to play here in this first quarter. Stolen, just a lazy pass, and Nelson takes it away. To your point about Nelson.
You're exactly right, just a lazy pass, but Nelson there to take advantage of it.
Unable to do so was Paige Lyons. She misses the three from the corner. Smith, in and out. Memphis and ETSU both 0 for 5 from 3. And now the shot clock is off. ETSU and Coach Mock wants them to work it down and possibly get that last shot of the first quarter. Three from the wing. Nope. Rebound. Guess who? Nelson. 2 tries. Nope. And then Memphis.
They're playing harder than the Memphis Tigers. They're trying to get to every loose ball. They're hitting the offensive glass. They're playing with a lot of effort. That's something the Memphis Tigers are going to have to elevate in this second quarter so they can pull this game even.
Jordan Hunter in the game for Memphis. She checked in late in the first quarter and now starts the second quarter. Gaines. Hunter from the elbow. Got it. And maybe Jordan Hunter is the spark for Alex Simmons, the transfer from Auburn. Memphis shows a little pressure. ETSU able to break it. Lopez got smacked in the face by Harris. No whistle. And then
to give it to Jordan Hunter again. She came in on Tuesday against Ole Miss and provided a spark on defense and offense. So we saw her come in, go to the elbow, knock down a jump shot, and then come on this end and play great defense and cause an ETSU turnover. Down low to Paris Gaines, and you got to give it to Gaines by challenging her to see if she is.
Hails from Orlando, Florida. Left-hander. Looks good on both. The quarter have pulled it within 2, and now again, full court pressure installed by Alex Simmons. They get a deflection across the midcourt stripe. No problem for McCamus. Being dogged the entire way by Hunter. What a fake. What a nice up and under, then drive by Paige Lyons.
Beautiful
first
move.
Points.
Beautiful move by Paige Lyons. A nice little pump fake. Gets the defender to go up, and she just goes right around the point. Easy. Look at the bucket.
Coach Mock told us how good a creator she is. Gaines tried to create underneath, doesn't go. Pull up on a double team by Harper off the mark. And that's Hunter just showing her speed. She
did that. She was able to get a nice little look and provide a spark for this Memphis Tigers offense.
Monsanto, Richardson both check back in for ETSU. There's a three, and it goes. To your point about Jordan Hunter, there's that spark, and then a turnover, but they're going to call a foul on Memphis.
Turns around and still tries to come up with a steal, even though she was called for a foul. You got to love what she's trying to do.
Doc, I didn't see much there.
I didn't either, but hey.
We're not wearing stripes.
How you know what I got on under? Yeah, no, we're not wearing. I'm not wearing stripes.
Lead down to 1 for the Buccaneers. Good defense by Memphis. They strip.
The one that made that play.
There's Coach Alex Simmons. Sure she wasn't happy with that first quarter performance, but the team has revved it up here in the second quarter. Three, long distance, and it banks home for Lucy Hood, who just checked in. She just checked in the game. I don't know if that was a cold play coming off the inbounds, but she banks it home for ETSU. Williams, not once but twice were those elbows flying out there.
Two huge whaps.
A lot of times it's the way the player being hit with that elbow responds. If they go to the ground, a lot of times go to the floor, they'll call it. Sometimes they won't if that player doesn't. 15 on the shot clock, and they're here in the second. By the way, that Lucy Hood banked triple, just 21.7% from beyond the arc for a Hood, who hit that big three to kind of slow down this start of the second quarter for Memphis. That's a bad pass for Allen, or by Allen. Oh, nice spin shot by Nelson. Didn't think that was going to go. Had a lot of English on that one. She now has a half dozen, and the lead back to 6 for the Buccaneers. Smith, rebound. Put back, short. South Carolina native, who has been terrific for this team. So Buccaneers with the ball and up 6.
Playing extremely aggressive now with a lot of energy and effort, so taking advantage. He came down and scored a bucket by being aggressive. Now they stood the ground and was able to get a turnover on the charge.
You saw the trainer working on the left ankle, it appears, of Monsanto at the charity stripe.
They have to, because right now they're not shooting the ball well at all. They kind of mold some kind of focus, some kind of spark right now. You had Hunter came in and gave them that, but unfortunately she's the only one. You see Tamaya Smith making 1 or 2, at least you go 50% and put 8 point on the board.
Richmond's not in the game at the moment, but she is the one, along with Harris, that really gave them the spark as they nearly knocked off nationally ranked Ole Miss, lost that game in overtime last time. Art in basketball.
Yeah, it's because it's almost like the players are always rushing to make something happen. It's like trying to play microwave basketball, but you got to understand to remember your fundamentals.
Hunter tried to draw the foul, was unable to do so. Kennedy Youngkin just checked in and got
physicality. Her team has been able to benefit on a couple of plays, but unfortunately a couple of other plays the Tigers able to benefit, and that's an easy call.
Yeah.
She just reached out her right arm and punched Jordan Hunter, but you got to look at, not punch Jordan Hunter, hit Jordan Hunter. You got to look at Hunter again, just making something happen.
Smith is demanding the ball. Finally she gets it at the elbow. In the lane. Unable to go for Alana Smith. Or Tamaya Smith, excuse me, not Alana Smith, Tamaya Smith, who is now 0 for 3 from the field. Memphis gets a steal. Hunter, up and in, counted, and she draws the...
Inserting herself into this ball game in this first half, she's having an extremely good first half, even though she missed that free throw.
Buccaneers break out, still leading by 3. Youngkin may have been partially blocked. I think it was. Memphis with the good defense. Sidestep shot, no, but drawing the...
Memphis needs to do to try to take over this ball game before halftime.
Buccaneers have 5 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds, and they are up to 13 turnovers. A lot of that has to do with Memphis speeding this game up. We know that Coach Mock wants to have more of a half-court set, deliberate offense. Very tough schedule for ETSU, and Coach says that'll benefit them in the long run in the Southern Conference. Rebound, no for Youngkin. And then finally clearing the way is Williams.
Gotta love what Williams is doing. She stood her ground, played great defense, but at the same time still able to have the recognition to hit the defensive glass and get a huge defensive rebound.
Harris with the ball, pulls up from the free throw line, counted and one. I was just about to say.
No hitches, anything. She's able to square her shoulders and knock down a great jump shot by getting touched and complete the three-point play, and now the Tigers with a 1-point lead.
Hey, it doesn't matter if she's double-teamed. She's got a great pull-up jumper, and that's just not a smart play by Tamaya Smith.
A couple of days ago and now here, already just making some ill-advised foul. So now she's with 3 fouls and has to sit down possibly for the rest of the quarter.
Kennedy Alexander in the game for Memphis. Youngkin with a telegraph pass, and Memphis gets the turnover.
I love Harris' hands right there. They've been saying ETSU get those back doors and those cuts, and Harris anticipated it. Got her hands up, got a deflection, and the Tigers get a steal.
Alexander was calling for it, but Memphis turns it right back over. That's 10 now for the Tigers. And while ETSU, again, they don't want to play at this speed. That is their 15th turnover here in the first half. 1-point game, Memphis on a 7-0 run. Harris almost the same spot, a little deeper, and that one goes a little deep as it hits the back of the iron. Gemma Grudner in the game from Berlin, Germany, a transfer from McCook Community College. Wow, how did Harris not foul the defender, or was it just not called, or the driver and Carmen Richardson? In the mean,
this Memphis' game. They want you to play fast and make some mistakes and turn the ball over, and that's exactly what the Tigers have been able to do with ETSU in this second quarter. Half-court
trap, ETSU breaks it. Looked like for a second, shot clock 2:38 to go in the first half. Like she had twisted the ankle, but good work by the trainer, and she feels good enough to play. Trapped by ETSU. Memphis breaks it. Richmond's in the game for the Tigers. Another one goes for Charlo.
Line it up, 2-2, letting another one loose, letting it go from the same spot, and you got to give it to Richmond. Comes in, she knows who has the hot hand. Charlo hits one, and she goes right back to her, and she knocks down another one.
It is a 13-0 run for Memphis. I got a graphic that says 13-0 and 13-2. But I believe it's 13-0. McManus, nice drive. They needed that one. Maybe they were anticipating.
Yeah, McManus, you got to love what she did right there. She knows the Tigers on this run. She had to make something happen. She was able to find a gap, take advantage of it, and go off the glass.
Yeah, Emma McCamus out of Wise, Virginia. Minute and a half to go before our halftime break. Richmond, the pull-up. And Deja has her first points after that 22-point performance against Ole Miss.
And if Richmond can get going for the Memphis Tigers, ETSU will definitely be in some trouble because the reserve guards have come in and played well. She's the starter. If she can get it going, these Tigers can really take advantage and take control of this game.
Richmond, local product out of Cordova, Tennessee, and FACS. There's a pull-up jumper that goes for Richardson. She's had a quiet first half. 25-26 preseason all-SoCon team, along with her teammate Megan Downing. 24-25 SoCon all-freshman team. So a key player for Coach Mock. Richmond feeling it. Not that time. Loose ball run down by Youngkin. Ball got deflected. Bucks get it back. Back-to-back, no, it doesn't go for Richardson. Looked like they were trying for a 2-for-1. Now Memphis with the ball. About a 2-second, maybe 2.5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Boy, Hunter and Charlo have been big for Memphis off the bench. Charlo spinning and shooting, left it short. Now the Bucks can work for a final shot. And then Charlo with a frustration foul there. You want your players to obviously know the situation. 9 seconds to go. Lions, double team, spins, gives it up. Youngkin, no, off the backboard. Memphis, Richmond, three-quarters court. Trying to run her down with 5. And not much from Deja Richmond after the 22-point performance against Ole Miss. She had a deuce. But again, Memphis getting deep into the bench and coming through for Coach Simmons as we are underway here in quarter number 3. Down low, Williams. A little fall away. Smith hustling to try to keep it alive, unable to do so, and run down by Jaden Harper.
Smith got to be careful. She has 3 fouls. She almost picked up the 4th, but she did a great job of controlling herself.
Harper had to throw off one of her shoes. She's playing with one shoe right now for ETSU. Backdoor cut, pull up Jay. No, it's airmailed by Carmen Richardson. Jaden Harper has one shoe on, number 15 for ETSU. What a block there by Downing. We talked about she's closing in on the all-time record for the Buccaneers. That pulls her to within 5 of that record, which stands at 129.
And she did that block so smooth. She just really told Williams, get that up out of there. But on the other end, Williams, a great block out on Downing, getting a defensive rebound.
One and done for the Buccaneers. They've outscored Memphis 10-4 in the paint. They want to keep it at a half-court, slow-down pace. Memphis wants to rev it up like they did in the second quarter. Allen, tough fall away. Looked like for a second that was going down, but it missed, and that was just a bad, loopy pass stolen by Memphis.
Well, Nelson, she was throwing it to a specific player, but both players thought the other one was going to get it. It's just miscommunication on the receiver's part. That's just one of those where the quarterback gets blamed, but it's really the receiver.
Richmond, nice baseline. Step back for Deja, her second bucket. She has 4. And Memphis scores first here in the third quarter.
And you love to see that from Richmond. Just a nice little pull-up from 15 feet out, gets it to fall.
Memphis was out-rebounded by quite a lot in the first half. And down low is Amari Williams. I don't know how they forgot about her, but they did. And again, continuing to play with one shoe is Harper. And finally, a timeout is
play on, man. When you're an athlete, it doesn't matter. Your shoe comes off, it's cool. We got to play on, and she played on.
Now it's a white shoe, so it's easily hard to distinguish between maybe a sock and a shoe because they're both white. But interesting, playing with just the one shoe for nearly 2 minutes. In the meantime, here come the Buccaneers after calling that timeout, trying to get on the board here in the third quarter. Memphis really moving well defensively. That one off the...
She had a quick first step, getting past her defender, but standing over there waiting for her was Tamaya Smith. Cuts off the baseline, then Tamaya is able to get back to her person and get a shot clock violation.
Turnovers have been a huge problem for the Buccaneers. There's Smith, left it short, right into the hands of Williams, and the putback goes for Amari. Gets the offensive rebound and the putback, and she is making her presence felt here in the third. But back to the turnovers. That one was number 19 for the Buccaneers. They had 18 in the first half. Good dish with 2 shoes now. Jaden Harper off the mark. Bucks are now below 27% shooting from the field. Richmond, oh, what a fancy pass to Williams.
That's what you call a beautiful play. Not a beautiful, but a beautiful play by Deja Richmond, coming in with the nice little handles, a nice little look for Amari Williams. Williams gets it, doesn't rush it, just lets her defender get past her and just goes to the glass for the easy 2.
Yeah, a little pump fake there by Williams. The lead now, it's largest for Memphis. It's at a baker's dozen. Top of the key pull-up is an air ball.
And the Bucks all out of their ball game, and you just watch it right here. Just Tamaya Smith goes down low, misses it, but Williams is there to get the rebound.
Smith, nice drop-off for Williams. That was a nice no-look bounce pass, but knocked away by ETSU. Can they convert? They cannot. And Richmond comes up with the loose ball. 1 on 4. And she'll, for a second, I thought she was going to slow it down. And then an over the back by Williams. I'm telling you, Doc, that Nelson to the free throw line to shoot the technical free throws. Perfect 6. Largest lead for Memphis, 13. For the Buccaneers, it was 6 back in the first half. 5:29 to go here in quarter number 3. Downing working against Gaines. Up and under, goes to the other side of the backboard and overshot it.
You got to give it to Gaines, standing her ground down there in the low block against Downing.
Yep, didn't leave her feet. Gaines spins, left hand, oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty move for Paris Gaines, who has 4.
Talk about didn't leave her feet. She didn't leave her feet on the defensive end, but she shows her feet on the offensive end. Nice little pretty spin move, great footwork, and going to the left hand, which is what she is.
Meanwhile, Nelson comes right back. She has a bucket. Quick 4 for Nelson, and now up to 10. ETSU hanging around. Harris draws the foul. She'll shoot 2. 3 fouls, so 3 for Downing. For Memphis, Smith has 3, and she is 71.4% on the season from the free throw line. She misses both. Wow. Memphis up to 38% field goal shooting. Buccaneers at 26%, and drawing the foul was Paige Lyons.
Right to the rim.
Lyons 61% from the free throw line. Transferred officially from Wagner. She's an Atlanta, Georgia native. Makes both. Now back to a single-digit deficit. Richmond asked for a screen. She got it. Gaines gets it back. The lefty gets the roll. That was well designed between Richmond and Gaines.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Richmond give it to Gaines at the free throw line. Gaines with that nice little turnaround, and she has such a soft touch. She has a great looking jump shot as well. And Nelson has a great, one of those players that Coach Mock says she relies on to lead her team when she's out there. She's doing everything she can to will her team to a win today.
Split those two. She's 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Leading scorer in this game at 11. She also has 4 rebounds. Smith, the floater. That's the first bucket for Tamaya. She has 3, and the lead is 12 for Memphis.
And you love to see that aggressiveness from Smith, if you is Simmons, because she needs to get going offensively, and that's a great offensive move. She's able to come down there and get a bucket.
Lopez has that range, but she was off on that one. Now 0 for 3 on the afternoon from beyond the arc. ETSU just 1 of 11 from 3. Gaines again, similar, if not exactly the same shot as just a few moments ago.
Hey, she has that Charmin. That's that Charmin. That's that softy. With that left, you get the left flick of the wrist. And
good by Youngkin. I'm going Cottonelle.
Cottonelle? Oh,
yeah. Okay, you know.
Whatever you like.
Just for the record.
Whatever you like.
Won a state championship. Actually won 4 state championships at Heathwood Hall in South, and she decided not to.
But Greg, you were talking about Monsanto. She's their leading scorer, averaging 9 points a game, but she hasn't scored nary a point today.
Nelson. Right into the hands of Shea Harris. 1 of 12 now from beyond the arc for the Buccaneers. Memphis 3 of 9. Harris got her own rebound and got fouled. Points for Memphis in the second quarter. Checks in for Alex Simmons' team as Harris misses the first.
She gets the ball, 1 dribble, and she's out of there.
And she rattles in the second. The lead ties the largest for Memphis at 43-30. We've had 2 lead changes in this game, 3 ties, but mainly early. Memphis took over in the second quarter, and that's continued here in the third as they've outscored the Buccaneers 17-9. Memphis has hit 4 of its last 5 from the field. Runner just overshot at Monsanto. Mock is that she, as an early Alex Simmons. Now, Alex Simmons went on to go to Tennessee and star there, but she actually recruited Alex Simmons. That's crazy.
Greg Gaston, there was no chance she was going to be able to go into Shelbyville and get Alex Simmons to leave Tennessee with Coach Pat Summitt around there. So
she tried.
You got to try, but I'm pretty sure it was 0 chance.
Gaines the spinner, no. Good rebound there by Sabria Monsanto. Pull up. That was partially blocked by Harris. But it looks like on the rebound they're going to call foul on Memphis, and that will be, not sure if they called that on Brooklyn Alexander, who's in the game, but either way, it is Brooklyn Alexander. Memphis is in, or ETSU is in the bonus. There's Coach Alex Simmons. Terrific collegiate player and has been a terrific head coach, 8 seasons overall now. At Gardner-Webb, Big South Coach of the Year in 2023, won 90 games, and that led her to Memphis now in her 3rd season.
Great coach, great philosophy, great recruiter, great teacher. She's been successful everywhere she's been, and I have all confidence in the world this Memphis Tigers women's basketball program will be successful as well under her guidance and leadership.
Youngkin makes both free throws. Checking.
She's been successful everywhere she's been, and I have all confidence in the world this Memphis Tigers.
Checking in is Janessa Boyd, I believe for the first time. Frederick, Maryland native. Now ETSU shows a little full court pressure. And Carmen Richardson was at St. Francis in New York as well. Couple of seasons at St. Francis. Jordan Hunter in the game for Memphis. She also, along with Charlo, big in that second quarter. The Tigers took this game over. Gaines turns around at the elbow, doesn't go. She's missed her last couple. ETSU can cut into this 9-point deficit here as we go under a minute to play in the 3rd. Emma McCamus. Good ball movement. They just cannot knock down an outside shot, but it goes right into the hands of McCamus. Johnny on the spot. That cuts the deficit to 7. Now pressure. Less than a second differential. Memphis will have it. Lead at 7. .6-0 run now for the Bucks. Harris. No. Rebound by Brooklyn Alexander.
With a chance to pick up a free 2.
Makes the first. John. One more for Brooklyn. Lead back to 9. ETSU having trouble getting it in. They finally do with 8 seconds to go. McCamus struggling with the handles. Now the crossover. 2.4 to go. Hunter, half court. OC.com/coach challenge.
And you look at the challengeable plays, out of bounds violation, backcourt violations, where the free throws should be avoided when the foul is committed in close proximity. And another one, but those are the plays that you can challenge and can't challenge.
Memphis commits a foul. One thing you don't want to do is put ETSU in the bonus with a lot of time when you're up by 9.
Exactly. You don't want to give them opportunities to get some free points with the clock stopped, so you don't want to give them anything. You want to make them earn everything, and the Tigers so far in quarters 2 and 3 have been able to do that.
Nelson, tough shot on the turnaround, and Gaines with the rebound.
Gaines comes right back around and gets it ripped from her from Paige Lyons.
4 points this afternoon. Nelson leads the way with 11. Then Lyons, and 11 for Nelson. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Corey Allen. Richmond. Top of the key 3. No for Alexander. Gaines the putback after the offensive rebound. Well, the 5 that are out there for both teams, Gaines at 6'3". Not a large height advantage, but certainly an advantage. Misses both, though. You got to convert, Doc.
Yeah, you don't want to leave points on the court.
This game is still up for grabs, an 8-point lead for Memphis. And Paige Lyons once again will go. Shea Harris checks back in for Memphis as element for ETSU the last 2 seasons was on Alex Simmons' staff as an assistant here at Memphis.
Yeah, know each other well, so it's good to see her come back to where she served under Coach Simmons for a couple of years.
Also part of that ETSU staff, Joe Silvestri in his first year. Allen misses the banker. Honey Brown, who worked with Mock in Asheville. We may end up getting the same thing. A challenge for the men and an appeal for the women. Lions working on a double team. Nelson, corner 3, nope. Rebound, put back by Monsanto. Nobody boxed her out. She finally has her first points, the leading scorer for the Buccaneers. In the meantime, Smith beat the defense down the court and lays it in.
And that's what you got to do if you're the Memphis Tigers. ETSU celebrating a little bit because Monsanto is able to get a bucket, but the Tigers keep playing, and Tamaya Smith beats everyone down the court and gets her an easy 2.
Finally, Page Lions with the 3. The Buccaneers are 2 of 15. If they can't come back and win this game, they'll look at their 3-point shooting. They'll also look at their turnovers, which is up to 20. Memphis has done a good job in the second half, only 13 for the game, and they were all, I believe, in the first half. Williams misses, and Alex Simmons thought maybe she got hit on the wrist when she shot it. In the meantime, they're going to call. So, yes, that's exactly what happened. Nelson splits the 2 for the personal, said something. That's the second technical foul now against Memphis in this game. Smith's got 4 fouls. She's currently out of the game. And a chance here for the Bucks to tie it, although that one's way off.
Have Harper, she's their best 3-point shooter coming into this ball game, shooting 52% from 3-point range, and she just missed everything on that one.
Mari Williams has 3 fouls, including a technical. Again, Richmond fouls out with a technical. And Tamaya Smith has 4. She is in the game, Tamaya Smith, and shoots that one too long. Dangerous pass there, and here comes Nelson. Nelson in the paint, turnaround banker, no. And right into the hands of Harris. Bucks have outscored the Tigers 8-2 here in the 4th. Williams is not a 3-point shooter, so she'll set a screen. Harris, though, she can launch from anywhere and misses. Remember, Memphis has not won at home, and they've had some trouble closing out teams, including nationally ranked Ole Miss.
That's a good point. You have to focus and bear down even more in the 4th quarter, especially in a game like this. You have an opportunity to win this game. You don't want ETSU to come back and steal it, but that's exactly what's on the Bucks' mind right now.
Downing out with 4 fouls, so Yunkin, quality minutes here for the Bucks. Had to try to beat the shot clock, did, but off the mark, and then Williams with a great feed from Harris. Blessing or a curse. If you get down to the final moments and you want to send a team to the free throw line, you got to start committing a lot of them. Nelson over the timeline. Pulls up at the free throw line. No. And nobody's crashing the boards for ETSU. Interesting. Williams gets the rebound.
I think Williams has been so physical. They've just been like, you got it.
Allen short on that shot. Here comes Daniela Lopez. Bucks are out rebounding the Tigers by 8 as we hit 5 to play. Downing back in the game. 3, no, front iron. Harris done a good job on the boards. That'll be her 6th rebound to go along with 4 assists, to be very cautious as an official as far as injuries are concerned, but sometimes quick on the whistle. But we're okay. 17 on the shot clock for Memphis, 4:37 to play here in the 4th. The lead is 5. Williams trying to do more damage. Downing the board. Downing now 6 rebounds and 4 points. She has a block.
Downing has been battling with Williams all day because Williams has been physical down in that paint right there. Downing winning that battle.
Bucks have not scored in the last 3 minutes. Nelson, she had it blocked by the tallest player out there on the court for ETSU. Going maybe a little bit smaller here. Janessa Boyd is checked in to replace Downing. So going a little bit smaller is ETSU. Memphis has both Smith and Williams out there. Smith back in the game with her 4 fouls.
Extremely well with the basketball, and I love what they're doing right now. You got Downing foul out. You immediately go down low to Williams and let her work on Yonkin, but Williams undisciplined with her feet and get calls for a travel.
7 newcomers, 7 returners for ETSU. For Coach Mock's roster. That one's an air ball right into the hands of Smith. 7 rebounds, 5 points for Tamaya. A 3 for Jordan Hunter. Averages 1.8 points per game. She has 10 and her second triple.
And Hunter has been locked and loaded the entire game. Offense, defense, spark, energy, leadership just coming up huge today.
Monsanto can't get it to go. Williams did a good job not fouling her. Look, Hunter again is an Auburn transfer. You're being recruited by Auburn. You're pretty good. Played in 30 games as a true freshman at Auburn.
Miss, even though they came up short on Tuesday, you had Richmond and Shea Harris, and today it's been Hunter coming off the bench and coming up huge.
Williams calling for it. Boy, she makes space, doesn't she? And a foul called. 10 points, 5 rebounds. Misses the
on the court.
Well, you're keeping the door open for the Buccaneers. She does make the Barcelona, Spain, in a transfer from Xavier, where she played 2 seasons. Speaks 3 languages. That does not include the language of basketball. That is a given.
Forced turnover, forced error by ETSU and give them the ball back with this game.
8 on the shot clock for Memphis. Smith showing some pretty good handles there, breaking the pressure. Harris, wing, 3. Nope. Harris just 2 of 10 today from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. Nelson drives, and it goes.
Once again, Nelson coming up huge for her team when they need her to come up huge.
14 now for Nelson. Pulls the Buccaneers to within 7. Memphis a little more deliberate now, and they should be. Use the clock. Smith, 3.
And if you're ETSU, that's exactly what you want them to do. Have Tamaya Smith shooting a 3-pointer because that is not her game.
And Coach Mock wants a timeout. Look at this ETSU team. Coach Mock, 7 newcomers but 7 returners, whereas Coach Simmons has just 2 players back from last year's team. Drive, and it goes for Paige Lyons right out of the timeout, and now the pressure with a 5-point game.
And that's exactly what they did. Paige Lyons immediately off the inbounds, gets in attack mode. She was able to get a lane and take advantage of it.
Well, they backed off, so it was not the full court pressure I thought we might see. She wants to play it out here, but that you cannot do. Line today, 42.9% on the season. Not a great free throw shot.
Greg, on the other end, when ETSU gets it on offense, the Tigers still have to look for Jaden Hunter, even though she hasn't hit a 3-pointer. She is a 3-point shooter, and then we got to scrap.
This was scrapping with Richardson, so 2-1 with technicals in Memphis' favor. Thus, the free throws here by Shea Harris. And Harris makes 2.
Situations like this when the game is still up for grabs.
So Memphis, I'm sure, will try to milk the clock. Harris, an all-shooting night, 2 for 10 from the field, but has 8 points to go along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Williams has been tremendous down low for Memphis with her 11 and 5 rebounds. Now 10 on the shot clock for Hunter. But Hunter and Charlo, the big lift in the second quarter for Coach Simmons. Smith, the runner. Loose ball, foul. The offensive-defensive substitution game, as most coaches do. In the meantime, Williams misses and even their overall record at 3-3. She misses both, keeps the door ajar, and a timeout called. See what this design play is by Coach Mock. Lions, guarded by Harris, drives, lays it in and draws the foul. What a play. It's 3 shots. Memphis has not scored in 2:41. Allen having a tough time getting it in. She finally does to Smith. They got her trapped. And they've made. Smith splits the 2. Lead is still 2 possessions, 57-51. They need a 3 in the worst way. Can they get one? They can! Jaden Harper, first points in the game. 1 possession game.
We just talked about it, Greg, just because Harper hadn't hit a 3.
And so she is fouled out of the game. So Nelson fouls out on that take foul. Now a 2-possession game after 1 or 2 at the free throw line. 58-54. Losing the ball is Lions, taken away by Hunter. They got a foul.
The second one was huge.
Allen from the sideline, right next to Coach Simmons with the inbounds, and they got it in pretty easy. And now they'll foul Smith. As she is.
It's tough to win any game when you're a bad free throw shooting team, especially when it knocks down the first one.
That was pure. 3 of 5 now from the free throw line. 4 of 6. Huge free throws for Tamaya Smith. It's a 6-point game. 10 seconds to play. Here, but may not be committing the foul. Although it looked like Youngkin or McCamus just grabbed Hunter. But now they back off. Hunter dribbles it out, and Memphis